In the Cold War, one of the jobs that was handed, in particular to the militia, was the job of essentially civil defense in the aftermath of a nuclear strike. And for a time, the reservist function, which the funding of which has risen and fallen, in the period since we've had them in the 19th century, for a time they had an active military role. Then they were given civil defense. They absolutely hated it. Nobody wanted to be the guy that went around with a pooper scooper picking up nuclear waste and reestablishing people's lives in the aftermath of a Cold War. A civil defense function that everybody hated and was eventually eliminated in the mid-1960s. Skip ahead to the early 90s when, because of Somalia and other things, there was a fairly robust crisis of confidence in the military, not least in the military itself. And I lived in Stittsville at the time, I still do, but there was a massive brigade exercise at the time run out of the Carp Fairgrounds. And the guy who commanded it was Hillier. And I have never seen a military event so singularly fixate an entire community of tens of thousands of people in the most positive way than that exercise. Kids going up to the fence at the Carp Fairground and talking to soldiers, many of them for the first time. Soldiers patrolling streets. Those were mock operations of various kinds, mock checkpoints. And for the period of a week or 10 days when that exercise ran, it was absolutely palpable. Soldiers loved it. Civilians loved it. And I've never quite seen anything like it in my experience of the military in Canada, but opposite sides of the spectrum. A role that they hated and a role that they and we seem to love.